Why Society Season 2. Hello to everyone who doesn't know me. My name is Keta Gunene. I joined the team on a very sensitive topic, gender-based violence. Heartbreaking, but let's dive in. Let's get into it.
All right. Welcome back to you guys who are watching. As he said, his name is Keta Gunene, Mr. Minerals. Welcome home, brother.
Yeah, sure.
Tell them how you missed season 1.
Yeah, sure.
Because you missed.
Life
happened.
Yeah, he missed season 1. But yeah, we're back on season 2 and we have our lovely, beautiful Lesego.
Hey guys, I'm back.
She come back.
I come back.
That's your boy, the dun. Yeah, you know the other ways out. But by the way, today we're discussing something very sensitive, as Keta said. It's why do we ignore gender-based violence until it's too close to us? Because we all know that it happens, but some people choose to ignore it until it's too close. So that's what we're talking about today, and I'm gonna let my panel here. Who wants to take this? Who wants to start? Start it?
Yeah, they talk a lot. I talk a lot, as you guys know. But it's a very sensitive topic. As much as this is our first episode, we like to be in like high spirits and like excited. But our topic is very, very deep. It's very dear to, I think, all of our hearts.
Yes.
Why do we ignore gender-based violence until it's close to home? Honestly, it's a very tricky one for me. I'll start off by saying my most recent incident, there was someone very close to me, someone very close to my circle, someone very close to my, that was murdered. And I had heard of all the stories before, like Bokarabo, etc. And I felt the pain. One, because I'm female, and I felt like, look, am I next? I mean, I could be next. But when it happened to this person, it just hit different. It hit different. And I think with gender-based violence, we can talk from the experience of receiving, like I'm saying, a friend of mine, was murdered, but it can also come from Saitieng, the people that are around that person when this is happening.
Okay. But
why do we keep quiet? When we see the signs, why do we keep quiet?
Did you see the signs? Did you see the abuse going on before your friend was murdered?
Not really. I didn't see the signs, not because, I was literally there to see the signs, but this is someone, so one of my very close friends, her sister passed away, was murdered. I knew her.
By a man, obviously.
Yes,
okay.
By a man. I think she would have seen the signs. It's very tricky.
Did you know that she was being abused though? That's what I'm getting at.
No, because in most cases abusers don't portray themselves as abusers to the public. We look at these men and we think, this guy is such a good guy, he's so well spoken, he's educated, he's this, he's that. We would never expect something like this from this person. But unfortunately it happens, and I don't know.
Look guys, my immediate thoughts on it is it's not something we ignore. I feel like we don't take action.
Yeah.
So we know it's happening.
Yeah.
Like we know Umbali, for example, is being abused. It may be physically, it may be emotionally.
Yeah.
But we never actually take action towards it.
I just have a question, Keta. When you're seeing this happen, when you're seeing the abuse and you can tell, look, my cousin is not okay, I hardly see her anymore. Whenever she comes, she's not the person that I know her to be. She's very to herself, she's timid, she's just different. My question is, Keta, you see all these signs as someone from outside looking in, someone that wants to help this person that's dear to you. But what action can you actually take? What action can you possibly take that'll be effective?
Am I now speaking as a friend or?
You're speaking as a friend, a cousin, a brother, someone that is seeing their loved one go through something before the end, basically. What action would you take? What can you possibly do? What can you say to this person to get them out of this situation?
Getting them out of the situation is one thing. I feel like it's only the person being abused who can get themselves out of the situation. I can only help in trying to find avenues.
Taking the steps
for
to
them
find avenues. Yes.
What are those
So,
avenues?
and it relates differently with different people. So as a brother, I know that I'd lose it. Knowing the type of person I am and my character, I'd probably approach the person abusing my sister.
Okay.
It might not be the wisest thing, but that's the honest answer. I would definitely, they would have to catch these hands.
They're gonna catch these hands. They're gonna catch these hands.
You don't know this fist.
As a friend, there's so many. You can approach, because I'm a guy, approach the female's family. They need to intervene as Abu Malume, as the family, as a collective.
So take it to the headquarters.
Yeah. If not that route, then there's psychologists. We've got so many things that are available.
The most important thing is you gotta get out.
Exactly. So even if it means exploring all avenues. First, he's gonna catch these hands. Then police, family, psychologist, psychiatrist, like do something.
But after how long? I mean,
I'm gonna say this to all the sisters and all the women out there. Oscar Ushapile Gampama, Mara, he apologized. That is the first sign that you're in shit.
and that's what happens. It happens so
the
much.
first sign, Ushapampam, it's done. You tell him, my man, this is not what I'm here for. That is the first thing you need to put out loud. Because trust me, as much as Keta said, you're gonna catch his hand, my man, you're not just gonna catch his hands. You're gonna catch more, you're gonna catch speed, you're gonna catch a lot.
But
We've experienced it, we know how it feels to lose somebody.
But the thing is, I now, Lesego, your boyfriend's beating me up. You're my sister. I now go to your boyfriend, I beat him up. I get locked up, first of all. After a week, you back with the nigga.
I was gonna say,
And then-
you get locked up, go suddenly I'm back with the person. It's tricky because it's very hard to get through to them. Actually, you can get through to them, but for them to take the action, and in most cases they know what's going on.
True.
They know that they are in shit, they are not okay, they're in a toxic relationship. But yeah. We're back. So I just wanted to say, sorry to cut you off, my brother.
Not a problem.
Some of the things that we're going to say might be very, very sensitive to some of you, and we apologize. However, it's things that we have to say.
Nah, we don't apologize.
We don't apologize.
No, we don't apologize.
If you take offense to it, you need to. You gotta change your life, check your circle, and be safe so you can live long. For your
Introspection
kids.
is definitely needed. If you clone into it, then God's supposed to hurt you.
It's why society after all.
Sorry, mabuhlungu, guys.
So, I've got a question for Sean as guys, right?
Who Sean is?
They're done the door. They're done the door.
So, Sean, let's say your closest homie, calls you. It's 7 a.m. in the morning and he's like, "Hey, Sean, I fucked up yesterday. Mshaye usibongile ngeimba." I'm only raising this question because it's happened to me, right?
Yeah.
And me?
My first reaction, I cringed. This was the first time it's ever any of my boys.
So that was a perfect reaction actually.
So
What was your reaction?
I
Cringing
cringed.
is the first thing to
That's the first thing.
What?
I'm on the phone, I cringed. I'm 31 years old now. This happened maybe when I was, say, 21. sonke siyezwa ukuthi hey usibani ushaye ubani, but it's never close to home. This was now
close to
literally
home.
I'm like, what the fuck?
And it,
bruh?
yeah.
I'll answer you, bro. I'll answer you. Cause
What do you say to him? That's my question. What do you say to him? He's like, ushaye usibani bani. Honestly.
Can I be honest? Thank you, because you raised the question of something I've experienced too, something that happened to me. I hung up.
Was this the first time it's happened?
First time it ever happened.
Okay.
I hung up.
Why?
Number one is you cannot tell me that you did something that's so awful. You've never heard any of our boys say that they've done this. You've never heard Keta do this. You've never heard me say I did this. So number one, I hung up. Number two, I called his uncle. And I said to his uncle, you will decide if you're calling the police or you're dealing with your family. That was number two. Number three, I asked, where is the woman that you put your hands on?
Did you now call him back or?
No, I spoke to her uncle. I was, please find out where she is. Because if she's still at his house right now, then it's pointless for me to call the police. Because if I'm calling the police and they get there and she has no charges to lay against her abuser, that is now a problem that I can't fix myself. It is a problem that she needs to deal with, not me anymore. But I hung up because I stopped chilling with the nigga. This was 5 years ago. He's no longer a friend or an associate. And that's why you never ask me if I don't chill with anybody anymore. Because if you do something stupid, you're out of my circle. I cannot associate myself with somebody who does that. It's wrong for me to do that. Because if I chill with you and you do that, it means that I approve of what you do.
You condone it.
Facts.
I appreciate what
Facts.
you're saying, Sean, and I appreciate it because not a lot of guys can stand up and say, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm taking myself out of this. I don't want to be associated with you anymore.
I'll be
because
honest
you do
with you.
A, B, and C.
Don't say it's not a lot of guys. 90% of the guys will never do that. 90.
Yes.
There's only 10% who actually.
A small fraction of guys
This
will
is not
actually
even a
stand up
joke.
and say,
But now that's
look,
a problem.
nah.
This is not. That's the biggest
I'm
problem.
gonna tell you this. The problem is the guys who don't do it don't speak about not doing it. Because also as a man, I'm not raised to put my hand on somebody. So I am not going to brag about not doing something that I'm innately raised not to do. It's like you clapping hands for me because I breathe.
Yeah, but
You cannot clap hands for me
no,
because
but
I breathe.
you must remember that traits are learned. So let's say Guinea, it's an abusive family, right?
Yeah.
And or salubona ubaba shayu mama.
It's
And
a
then
norm. Yeah.
as a child, that sinks in your mindset. And don't get me wrong, by any means or anyhow, I do not support violence against women or children in any fucking way. Those are scum of the world.
True.
But understand that a trait is learned.
It is.
It is learned and passed down.
I actually wanted to tap into that side of GBV. I just wanted to give an example, sort of, Jorge, about what you were saying. So someone in my life had a best friend, and his best friend was sort of abusing his girlfriend turned to wife, and he didn't know about it.
Okay.
He would have never looked at his friend in that light. All he had ever heard was what people would say, and to him, it came as a shock. I think to every guy it comes as a shock. Yo, I don't even think my friend could ever do something like this. But did he confront his friend? Did he take action?
That's the
No,
thing.
he didn't. And that's where it needs to start. Men, you need to normalize
Calling out your friends.
calling out your friends.
Yes, please do.
Stop keeping quiet. Stop making it a thing. It makes him a man. He's cool. He's this. He's that. It's not.
400.
It's not. And it starts with you as the friend, because the abuser does not see anything wrong with what they're doing. He needs you as his friend.
Even
a
if they
different
do,
view.
even if they do, call
Yes.
him out. Even if he says, "Yo, I apologize. I was so sorry
Yes.
about that." That's
How many
nonsense.
times are you gonna apologize? Until when?
You know, there's something that hurts me every time I hear anything that has to do with GBV. There are also some friends who are your supporters who will say, no, that's not him. What did she do?
Yes.
No, he never does this.
He would
What's
never.
he do?
Yeah.
Guys, my man, in everything that happens in life, it's a cause and effect thing. But when it already happened, can we put aside the cause and focus on the action?
Yeah.
I'm saying this because I wanted to discuss the cause before that. But before we get into the cause, just know that I'll see out, when it doesn't matter what it's a woman, it's a child, it's another man. You're not a man by beating other people.
Next.
No,
Next.
it's not,
I don't care how much money you have.
I
A
don't
strength
care
of a
about
man
the
is that,
cause.
like a strength of who you are doesn't come from your actions, but from who you are innately.
Like-
so if you can lay your hand on somebody else, you're not a man. You're not even a woman.
Or a woman. Yes.
Or a child. You're not a human being. You belong in the zoo. One thing about it is, take back the fact that, you guys, we've seen this happen. And one thing that I will say, and I'm not contradicting myself, I hate, like as Peter said, I started a brand out of this whole thing. This is not for me. I hate it. But one thing I'll tell you, I know and I've accepted that we live around animals. We can talk about it every single day. Don't do this, don't do that, stop GPV. But we live around animals. We live around people who will not listen to anything that's put out in society
But
and
they're
can
not
risk their
human.
lives.
They're not human.
So, sorry to cut you off.
No, not a problem, brother.
So, just off of personal experience, it happened a couple of years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago.
2 years. That's
Yeah.
2 years.
So, suka kwagogwa, my grandmother lives at Diepkloof, and it's me and my mother in the car. I'm driving the car.
Yeah.
Start to suka about 6. It's weekend. It's like a Saturday. So things are festival. So people are chilling outside, drinking, whatnot. We're driving home, no, my mom. We pass this couple,
Yeah.
young couple, fit. They're in their 20s. The outer corner is now beating on the girl. And we're driving. My mother even pointed out to me. Mother's like, yo, the way in Kilanga corner, Angsa understand. That's my mother's favorite line. Angsa understand. When she says that, she's done. So I pull over to the side in Page. This guy literally, they're walking, but I'm shy. Like I'm shy in Page.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I stopped the car. Went to the guy, pushed him off the girl. The girl is now fighting with me.
Okay.
This guy,
Is it?
the same guy that's beating her up, she's now fighting with me. So now I come to you, Lesotho, and I'm like, as females, why do you stick around? Why? What's going on? So my question was, why, what must it take for females to walk away from a situation, honestly? How much pain must you feel? How many tears must you cry?
How many people must you make uncomfortable?
Or what must happen? That's as much as and I feel solely it's on the abuser's fault, right? Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
100%.
But in everything in life, it takes two to tango. You share responsibility as well as the abusee.
No, you do.
The
Because
first time it happens, walk the fuck away.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not even gonna sit here and try act all holy. I know that physical abuse doesn't always just start as physical abuse.
Yeah.
It starts as mental abuse.
Yes.
It starts as emotional abuse. Emotional blackmail. And for females, we don't always look. You can right now. And I love you. I've been with you for 3 years. we got into a heated argument and you hit me because maybe I provoked you. And I'm not saying that's the only reason, but maybe I pushed buttons in you, and maybe that buttons that you didn't even know you had, and then you end up hitting me.
No, I'm shaking my head because there's no button, there's no...
There are.
You can't provoke
There is no
me.
exception.
Listen, you can't
Look,
provoke me in any way.
I'm not saying it's
to hit
okay.
you.
I'm not condoning the fact that you end up hitting me. I'm saying we could be in you are human, I'm human.
Right.
We could be in an argument, things will be said. As much as Lynn, as a female, you can say things to me in that heated argument that will make me get physical with you and take my anger out in that
Right.
way. You can do the same. And unfortunately, men are stronger than us females, so that's why men hitting women it's like a bigger deal than females hitting men, but it's a thing. But my point is, it starts as emotional and what did I say? Emotional and
Emotional abuse, physical abuse,
mental
abuse.
Speaking from the people in my life that I know have been in abusive relationships, it didn't start out as motu amo shapa fela, dragging them across the street, what. It started khanyan khanyan, the red flags that we ignore. That's how it starts. But there are also guys out there that'll mentally fuck you, make you feel less than what you are,
And never put a hand on you.
and never put a hand on you.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean
Who
it
are
makes
very emotionally abusive.
yes, but it doesn't mean it's not abuse. It is abuse.
It is abuse.
It messes up with your mind, your esteem, your worth. You start thinking, look, without this person, I'm nothing. Nobody will want me. There are guys that'll make you feel like that, and by the time they abuse you physically, it's too late.
Nah.
No, it's not
Like
too
mentally,
late.
it's
Like
mentally
mentally,
too late.
it's too late.
It's mentally
Look,
too late.
we
I
ta-
understand
we-
what she's
Jonathan,
saying.
we take
It's
it for
mentally too
granted.
late because you're already too far gone with this
You're
person.
fucked
that
mentally.
Even if that person pushes you,
Yes.
you won't see it. Let me tell you why.
And they justify it. They justify it. Look,
You said
shapa, or I'm gonna say you're ugly. You have thick eyebrows. I hate your cap. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
No, I'm gonna make
that
it-
messes with you mentally, and it fucks with you.
That's too deep. Let me
Look,
make an example.
I hear everything you're saying.
Before you continue, let me say a simple example that will make you realize what I'm saying. When you're raising a child and a child keeps doing something that they're not supposed to do, and you say to them, "Uphinde ngizokushaya impama," or "Uphinde ngizokushaya."
No, but listen.
So,
listen.
my man,
Wait, Keta, wait.
As much as he's saying that, as much as he's saying that, there's ukhuza umntana and there's ukshaya umntana.
Yes.
My man.
But I'm trying to make
So,
you see
uyamkhuza.
where this, like there's a
Uyamkhuza
possibility that
uthi
it stems from somewhere.
Yeah, because
I got you.
you keep doing this, I'll hit you.
Yes.
As umntwana,
Yeah.
right? Umntwana, at least you are vocal about it, and
Yeah.
they keep doing it, and you end up umshaya as part of raising the child, right? As a woman, you will not tell your woman that, hey, keep doing this, I'll smack you.
There's no way he's gonna.
You
that's
can
an
never
adult.
say that.
That's a
man.
full adult.
Exactly. But now,
As much as
Wait,
you're a
sure.
man,
but now in my head, in my thinking, according to these abusers,
maybe I'm different.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah, still shooting, brother.
I just
But
wanted to
according-
say something on what you're saying, ne? I'll khudisa ngwana and you discipline them and you say, "How kaya mole, o tlo cha, ke mollo mole, ke tlo shapa, ke tlo etsang, ke tlo etsang, ke tlo etsang." I think it's with black people. We don't realize what your psyche can do, how it can affect your life.
I get
there
that.
are people that
That's where I
can
was
say
going.
to you,
That's where I was
I
going.
grew up papa ka ashapa mamaka.
Yes.
And maybe nasang shopping na, but it's what I knew. It's how I thought. Okay,
Discipline is.
This is discipline, and if I want to get my woman to hear me out, to understand me to this, to feel like a man, this is what a man is. I lay my hand on this person. Some guys grew up like that.
Nalento uthi bekezela mfazi.
Yes.
No.
That's wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Wait,
It's
Bekezela
wrong.
ini.
Ubekezela
Balo
ini.
kwashaya.
From you saying that, ngabe kuzi highlighters iyi2. Ubekezela mfazi or emendweni kuyabekezela. That's number 1. AS2, a man must. That is also abuse. Don't take somebody and put them in a stature that they're not in. But before that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, definitely. That's
right now, what I want to touch on is, the example I was making with disciplining a child is, as you said earlier, these are traits you grow up with.
Yeah.
So in your own head, you're thinking, this is the way I'm supposed to discipline this person.
This is the way of life.
This is the way I discipline somebody. Right now, they are out of pocket. I need to bring them.
It goes back to what I said. That's what I learned.
That's what I was touching on.
That is
discipline.
wrong.
It's wrong. So now in me finishing what I was saying is, I'm not saying you are right to discipline someone. No, never. If I've been living with somebody for over a year or 2 or 3 or months, we have an understanding. We have a language that we've created amongst each other. We have a language that we know, which this is how we discipline each other, this is how we grow, this is how we correct each other. A hand is the last option. Not even an option.
It's not an option.
It is something you do not
an option.
I wanted to answer your question.
This is not your option. It's not your option.
No, it's not.
When I say respect and protect, no mama, no baba. It's just how we were raised. It's not a must. The long thing to me.
It's two different things.
Look,
also, in finishing, listen, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
In finishing, it's one of those things that also, I'd like to advise you to our ladies. I don't stand for this. I hate woman abuse. I stand against that thing. But I'm trying now to go deeper because I've realized that we've been saying stop GBV. Animals are not listening. So now I'm going to say this to save my sisters. As a sister, as somebody who's a woman who stands a higher chance to be abused, you see the signs. He said this is done that. And if you know that your man or your partner has a fuse, if you realize, hey, stop 7, avoid that. Number 1, avoid it. Number 2 is, as women, stop wanting to always go for the macho guy. Stop wanting to always go for the man who is he's a strong guy.
Sean, before you get there, I just have to say, just to sort of answer your question earlier, why do we as females stay? Why do we not get out even when we see the signs? I was trying to make a point, it's very, and look, I'm not saying it's okay, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's very hard to get out of a situation where for so many years you've been with this person and they've emotionally abused you, mentally abused you. By the time they physically abuse you, you're fucked mentally. Yeah. You know that it's wrong. You know that this is toxic. You know you need to get out. But it's not as easy. It's not, because the love that you have received from this person, and almost 100% of the time, these women love these guys. They do. So for them, this is the only love that I know. This is the only love that is fit for me, or at least he's made me believe that this is all I deserve, and that ties in with emotional and mental abuse. Yeah. So it takes a long time for females to get out of such a situation because mentally they're fucked.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
It's not easy.
I hear what you're saying.
And I'm not saying it's okay. That's where we as the people in their lives come in to say, hey, look, this guy it's not okay. You may think he because he loves you, and he apologized and he said he'd never do it again, but he will do it again. He will.
I hear what you're saying. I hear the love thing. I hear. Listen, maybe I'm different. For me now, there's no, and don't get me wrong, right? We wouldn't be here talking about this subject if the love thing wasn't a factor.
Yeah.
Because I know, I'm time to moon, baby, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again.
And you believe that it'll never happen again.
It's because I love you so much and my emotions took over in the moment. Listen, maybe I'm different. Listen, fuck everything.
Choose to be different.
I'm not even fucking. The first time, Get the fuck out.
Get out.
I'm not kidding. It's going to happen. That was the first telltale sign.
And one thing about it,
maybe we choose not to.
Utando, you'll find love somewhere else.
We choose not to.
What's the population of South Africa? 44 million. Still on my vaccine, Konamaj. The Rona is out.
The Rona is fucking us up.
You will find, I swear on God, you will find another person who loves you, who will not put a hand on you, who will hug you when you get leave.
I agree with you.
God, leave.
One thing I'll say to my sisters is that if you don't leave, who else do you expect to help?
And I know I make it sound simple. I know it's hard
not.
when you're in that situation.
It's not simple.
It's
But
hard.
fuck,
like
leave.
I think people take for granted just how hard it is for them to get out.
How many
And I'm not
RIPs
saying
must we say?
You can't get out, but it takes you as a person to decide. Well, you know what? I can't.
How many
can't.
GBV names do you guys know?
That's the thing. With this whole thing, there's three parts to it, I see, right? There's the abusee,
Yeah.
no shaiwayo. There's
The
abuser,
Yes.
no obegisandla, and then there's those that know about it.
Yes.
So this is friends, family, close circle. This is tough to say, right?
Yes. Why society?
But
Why?
I feel like
Society.
all three are to blame.
Yep.
Definitely.
100%.
My heart breaks for the abusee the most.
Yeah. My heart says nothing for the abuse.
Laba,
Will die.
Laba, the friends, the family that knows the closer is inja. Laba. Because these ones know they're doing nothing about it. Lege or Satai, the abuser. Must catch these hands. This one must catch these hands. I'm not even lying.
Whoa. Before they catch these hands, guys, can we just tap into that, ne? The abuser? I hate to say that. I don't want to seem as if I'm gababuela or anything, but there must be something wrong
That triggers.
with this person, and it could have started from when they were young. This kind of behavior is all they know. It's a way of life for them. I'm not saying it's right, please don't get me wrong, but also let's acknowledge the fact that these people need help. They need help.
Can I be the
There's
devil's
many
advocate?
things in life that could have gotten them to this point.
Can I be the devil's advocate?
Do it.
We all need help.
No, we do.
Because I don't touch somebody doesn't mean I don't need help.
We all deal
I
with
am
issues.
mentally
help,
fucked
Sean.
myself.
We all have
But there
problems
are
in
kids that
life.
grow up in abusive families
Yes.
that know abuse as love.
Guys,
abuse equals
We
love.
all have
Listen
problems
here,
in life.
I might not talk about my personal
Guys,
experiences.
I'm
in
not
life.
saying this is right. Please don't get me wrong.
No, we support. I'm
I'm just saying, if I got perspective, you're abuser.
gonna say this to you. It's not. I've
But
also
try
grown
it.
up. Guys,
This is why they're
Lucifer is
psychologists.
talking about growing up with abuse being a norm in the family. I've seen it as a child.
And it affects you, Sean.
It affected me as a
It
child.
affects you.
But you know what affected me more than the abuse I saw was the tears.
100.
More than anything, more than seeing this is how the discipline comes, the tears hit me more than
Yes.
anything. So, from a personal perspective, I've seen it.
Into
I've lived around it.
There are two ways that you can
The
go
one
about
thing
it.
that killed me was the tears. If someone cries,
Yeah.
or whatever you said, you laying their hand on them, you doing something to unease someone else.
Yes,
you
yes,
need
we
help.
hear you.
Yes, you need
we
help.
hear you.
But fuck your help. We also need help.
We must think of why the abuser is doing this. But I'm sorry, I'm too busy paying attention to the abusee.
No, definitely. Same.
I'm too busy paying attention to the tears than I am
I'm
paying
sorry,
attention
I'm
to
sorry.
That's what I'm saying to Sean
And
is
I'm
that there
honest.
are two ways of going about this. If you are raised in a family where abuse is love, that's all you know. This is the way you know how to love. This is the way you know how to express your feelings. There are two ways to go about it. It's either you're going to repeat what you know, or you're going to do the exact opposite. You are going to treat your women, your men, your kids, whatever, totally different to what you know. Or you are going to do the exact same thing. And love for you is abuse. How shapa girlfriend musadi wao, that is love. That's what you know. So there
And you
are
are
two
fucked up
ways. You
for
need to
thinking that.
choose.
And I'm going to say this to Lesego. I'm going to say something that my granddad said when I was young. It was like, you've seen A, B, C, D. Your choice in life is, do you want to have your child see the same things you saw?
100.
Or do you want better for them?
Or do you want better?
Never shy away now. would you
want your
would you
daughter to go
accept
through the same
it
thing?
If it
if your
happened to
daughter
your
was
daughter.
abused?
So I'm gonna say this for my part. This is my closing part. Fuck you if you gender-based violence. If you are busy beating up women, actually, come to my house. I'll give you my address after. I'll post it. Come beat me up when she pisses you off. Come face me. You'll catch these hands. If these hands are too weak for you, you'll catch the steel. It's not a problem.
Zomthola.
Oksala, you will never do it again. Do not do it. It is wrong. Gender-based violence is against every, like Mafetu, we are living in a world that scientists call Mother Nature. Mother Nature. She's female. She gives birth to you. She nurtures you. She grows you. How the hell do you still put your hands on somebody that does that? Come on, guys.
I hear you.
Maybe I love women too much, but yo, come on, guys.
I hear you.
I hear
you.
And there's so many points that were dropped today, and there's so much personal experience that came out in this episode.
So much more I want to say.
You know, I have 3 hours worth more of content, because if I start tapping into what I've experienced
I
personally,
just want to say something. Sorry to cut you off.
you know, Lisiko's gonna talk, because I'm gonna say a lot. Lisiko's gonna talk.
I just have to say that for all the abusers, there's always a better way out. There's always a better way to deal with your emotions. There's always a better way to handle situations. There's always a better way to feel like a man. And there's always a time to go against culture, because I know in some cultures it's cultural to hit your woman for her to respect you. It's a culture thing. So there's always a way out. And for the abusees, I know that it's hard, and I know that in most cases you love this person so much and you love them till death, literally. It's not okay.
Walk away.
Like, walk away. Getting the strength, listen to everyone around
Walk
you.
away.
And I know that sometimes the people that our families will say goes in one ear out the other, but listen to them. Trust me on this. I swear. We love you so much. We love you so much. Hashtag no to GBV. Hashtag RIP Tejo.
Guys, we're doing closings.
And that was my closing.